Morning, Chair Volendroff, members Garrett and Holmes, staff and guests. The lobbies are open and the recording has begun.
Morning. Thank you, Gretchen. I'll now convene the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board meeting for Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. We will start with our first agenda item, which is approval of meeting minutes from the June 11th, 2025 Executive Management Team. I am looking for a motion to approve the meeting minutes as posted on the agenda.
This is Pete. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Pete.
This is Pete. Yeah, I move the approval of the June 11, 2025 Executive Management Team.
Thank you. May I have a second?
This is Ollie. I second.
All right, so moved. Thank you. All right, we get to move right into we've got a couple of retirements coming up. And so this is an opportunity for us to recognize some long-serving state employees who are retiring. And so it's a great honor that we transition to our first recognition with Tony Hood, the Deputy Director, recognizing Anita Bingham, our Human Resources Director. So Tony, I'll turn it over to you. And Anita, before we start, just congratulations, and I'm just thrilled to have you join us today.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that.
Good morning, Chair Volendroff and members Garrett and Holmes. I'm both happy and sad to be here today to talk about our HR Director, Anita Bingham's retirement. Anita Bingham has worked for the state of Washington for 27 years. She's been with LCB for 8 years, 4 of those years as our HR Director. Anita is, of course, extremely knowledgeable about all things related to HR, but more importantly, she's been an essential member of our leadership team. She is always calm and thoughtful. She is always very supportive. She has been supportive of me since day one, and I think it's fair to say she's been a huge support to our new director as well since he started. I think she has made this transition for both of us much easier as we were new members of LCB. She's taught me so much about HR, but also about LCB and about our culture. One of the things she's very, very good at is helping people navigate through very difficult personnel situations. She calmly gives advice in the most difficult situations and gives people options. Sometimes she has to deal with difficult situations involving peers. And that can be very difficult when you're the director and you are of HR of this size of an agency. So sometimes it's difficult when it's a small agency because you're dealing with people that you know very well. I know that her team values her very much. I know that the leadership team values her very much. And she will be greatly missed.
Thank you, Tony.
And she very much deserves to have a fabulous retirement and enjoy every minute of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So Anita, just a quick comment from myself. Just congratulations and thank you for your years of dedicated service to the citizens of Washington State. I've had the opportunity to meet with you on a regular basis since I joined the LCB, and it's been an honor to spend that time learning from you and seeing your dedication to the employees of the LCB and the work that we do here. And I want to echo Tony's comments about your support and help as we transition. We don't transition directors very often at the LCB, and a transition from Rick Garza to Will was a critical transition for us, and to see your level of support and commitment during that was incredible. So thank you for that, and just super happy for your retirement. Any other board comments? Or
I want to echo what Jim just said. You pretty much summed it up, Jim, and congratulations on your retirement. And I hope you enjoy and have a blessed retirement and don't work too hard during retirement. A lot of people I talk to that retire said they don't know how they manage to work because they're working harder.
I've heard that too, but I think I can do it. So thank you so much for those kind words. I really appreciate it. I'm really grateful to be ending my career here with all you guys, with all you people, because I know how hard you all work, and I just wish you continued success, because this is a great agency, and really been proud to have been here.
Right. Thank you so much. Oh, Pete, did you want to say something?
Anita, I'm sorry, you can have a seat, but I just wanted to thank you for another transition, and that was my own, a new onboarding. And you were a very friendly face for the newbie on the board, and thank you, with ditto to everything that my colleagues said. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, we've got one more retirement recognition coming up. And so we've got Dan Rayfield, Captain of Enforcement and Education, and presenting today for Larry is Kendra, who's also with the Captain of Enforcement and Education. So I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Chair Bollendroff and board members, for your time to acknowledge Captain Rayfield and his past 20 years with the LCB. Captain Rayfield is retiring June 30th after serving Washington state citizens for the last 34 years and LCB for 20 of those years. Dan started his career in February of 1991 with the city of Union Gap as a police officer. After a few years, he was assigned to the detective division as the lead detective, and then later promoted to sergeant in 1998. While at Union Gap PD, he was the accreditation manager and took the agency through its first Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs accreditation process. He also oversaw the introduction of mobile data terminals in the patrol cars, which for me, that's shocking. In June of 2005, Dan brought his knowledge and experience to the Liquor Control Board's Enforcement and Education Division, now known, of course, as the Liquor and Cannabis Board. Dan started as an officer in the Vancouver area and was promoted to lieutenant and then later captain. Dan has worked in almost every unit, liquor, cannabis, tobacco, vapor, but really, I think that we can recognize Dan's position as the catch-all or as the project man. He has been instrumental in the creation and implementation, as well as maintenance of the electronic notebook. He is our electronic notebook guru. He has also been involved in the police radio acquisition and deployment, local law enforcement networking, and most recently, and I know Deputy Director Hood would relate, the SMP project. Dan is always available and willing to volunteer for any added responsibility that is needed. Now to the good stuff. Dan has been married to his wonderful wife, Mara Lee, for 41 years, has 2 grown children, plus a new grandbaby on the way. I imagine your days will be filled with relaxation by the water or many travels throughout the United States, camping, or from what I have seen of your motorhome, glamping. Dan, it has been a pleasure working alongside you. Your dedication to the agency and the division is valued, and you will be missed. We all wish you well in your next chapter and hope it is filled with relaxation and joy.
Thank you. So Dan, just to add a couple of comments, congratulations, first of all. 20-year history, you've probably seen a lot of change over the time that you've been with the LCB. And your experience and background are going to be hard to fill. But again, we're excited for you and just deeply appreciate your commitment to the citizens of the state of Washington. So thank you very much. Any other board comments?
I just want to echo Jim again and say, I hope your retirement don't turn into a full-time babysitter for the grandbaby.
Pete, anything to add?
Just thank you for your service, Captain. Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you.
Incredible journey, and I appreciate all those that helped me along the path, because there are a lot of people there that helped me through all of these processes that were mentioned during the narrative. So thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. What a great part of the role of the board, recognizing long-term employees. I enjoy that quite a bit. All right, we're going to move right into the rest of our agenda items, and we've got some rulemaking both on the alcohol and the cannabis side. The first item is we're looking at board approval for a CR 102 for seasonal hour requirements for alcohol licensees. And with us today, we've got Jeff Kildall, Policy and Rules Coordinator. So Jeff, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair Vollendroff and board members Garrett and Holmes. This morning, I would like to present a CR 102 with the proposed rule changes to update the seasonal hours requirements for alcohol, beer, and wine restaurant licensees that are contained in the WAC rules section 314.02045. For some background on this proposed rule update, the board accepted a rulemaking petition in December 2024 to consider allowing seasonal adjustments to the days of operation that beer and wine restaurants must maintain to maintain their licenses. Following acceptance of the rulemaking petition, the board filed a CR 101 on April 23rd to begin this rulemaking process. This rule update would reduce the number of days per week that restaurant licensees must be open from 3 days per week to 2 days per week in order to maintain their licenses. Since many Washington restaurants experience slower seasons in their business due to seasonal fluctuations in the number of customers in their communities or visitors to their geographical areas throughout the year, reducing the minimum number of days per week that they must be open will give these licensees more control over their business operations. This change could help licensees save business resources during the slower seasons of the year while still meeting the requirements to maintain their business or their beer and wine licenses. If this CR 102 is approved today and filed with the code revisor, the public hearing on these proposed rules will be scheduled for August 14th, 2025, and we expect to bring the CR 103 for approval at the September 10th board meeting, which would allow this change to go in effect in early fall, which coincides probably with the time of the year when some of these businesses might consider reducing their hours. Thank you, and can I answer any questions on this rulemaking?
Thank you, Jeff. Any questions? All right. Thank you, Jeff. Just a comment, and that is I appreciate all the work we've talked about. Since this is a CR 102, we've obviously talked about this for a while. And I really want to thank the staff for paying attention to the timing of this so that it impacts businesses in the state of Washington this year. So with that, I am looking for a motion to approve the CR 102 for seasonal hour requirements for alcohol licensees.
This is Ali. I move approval of the CR 102 for seasonal hours requirement for alcohol license.
All right, do I have a second? So
Second.
moved. Thank you, Pete. So moved. All right, moving right along, we will now transition to our second rulemaking item related to cannabis. And with us today, we've got Denise LaFlume from the Policy and Rules team. And Denise is going to present on adoption of CR 103 for minors on non-retail cannabis licensed premises. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning, Chair Vollendroff and members Garrett and Holmes. The Director's Office is requesting your approval of a CR 103 today with final rule language to amend WAC 314.55.015 to allow minors on non-retail cannabis premises under certain conditions. If approved, the rules go into effect on July 19th. As background, this rulemaking is the result of 2 petitions from Crystal Oliver that the board accepted in August of 2022 related to adopting and expanding a COVID allowance that was in place through December 2022. The COVID allowance permitted children and grandchildren of licensees under 16 years of age to be on the licensed premises of cannabis producers and processors, provided that certain conditions were met. The final rules add 2 groups of minors
to WAC 314-55015 to be allowed on licensed cannabis premises with specific conditions. The first group is children and grandchildren of licensees, and the second group is employees of contractors working on the premises in fields such as electrical and plumbing and construction. As you are aware, we've received a significant amount of stakeholder feedback on these rules prior to and during rulemaking. Most feedback has been in strong support for allowing minors on cannabis licensed premises, similar to what was allowed under the COVID allowance. The CR 101 was filed on February 28, 2024, and stakeholder engagements were held in September of 2024. We solicited additional stakeholder input on draft rules posted on our website in November of 2024. A CR 102 was filed on January 15th of this year, and a public hearing was held on February 26th. Based on comments received on the CR 102 proposed rules, and rule language was revised, and a supplemental CR 102 with new proposed rule language was filed on April 23rd. The public hearing on the supplemental CR 102 proposed rule language was held on June 5th, 2025, and this was our first rulemaking public hearing outside of the board meetings using the new format. One person provided oral comments at the public hearing, and 2 additional people provided written comments during the public comment period. These comments were in support of allowing minors on cannabis premises and are included in the concise explanatory statement that will be provided with the final rules. Just to go over some of the changes of the rule for the rule language to WAC 314-55015. For subsection 2 is amended to add the definition of person to reference an existing definition in RCW, and stipulates that persons under 21 years of age must not enter or remain on the licensed premises of a cannabis licensee except as provided in new subsections 3 and 4, and must not possess any products associated with the production, processing, or sales of cannabis. It also adds that violations are subject to the same penalties established for allowing persons under 21 years of age to frequent a retail license premises under WAC 314-55525. Subsection 3 is new and adds language and conditions related to children and grandchildren of licensees, such that persons under the age of 16 who are children or grandchildren of the licensees may enter or remain on the licensed premises of a cannabis producer or processor, provided the person does not enter or remain in areas where cannabis is present, which include those areas where cannabis is grown, dried, cured, trimmed, or processed, unless accompanied by and under the direct supervision of the licensee, and provided the licensee is on the licensed premises at all times when their child or grandchild is present. This section also adds that violations of this subsection are subject to the same penalties for failure to maintain required surveillance system under WAC 314-55522. Subsection 4 is also new and adds language and conditions related to employees of contractors, such that a licensed producer or processor may allow a person under 21 years of age to enter or remain on the licensed premises, provided the person under 21 is at least 18 years of age, is employed by a licensed plumbing contractor, electrical contractor, or contractor registered with the Washington State Department of Labor and Industries, is on the premises only during the course of their official employment and does not remain on the premises any longer than necessary to perform their duties, and is accompanied at all times by either a supervisor who is employed at the same licensed or registered contracting company who is at least 21, or is accompanied by a general contractor with supervisory authority who is at least 21 years of age. In addition to the requirements under WAC 314-55083, the person must wear an identification badge while on the premises, and licensees must record the following information from employees of contractors in their visitor log. If the employees, indicating whether the employee is under 21, and also the name of the contracting company. Subsection 12 is new and specifies that nothing in this section conflicts with RCW 941-300, as the entire premises remain classified as off limits to persons under 21 years of age from the general public. The final rules did not qualify as a type of rule requiring a cost-benefit analysis under RCW 3405328 subsection 5. In terms of expected cost to small businesses, LCB estimates there would be no cost associated with implementing this rule, except if a business is found to be out of compliance, and then costs could result from violations. Based on the information provided, the Director's Office is requesting your approval of the CR 103 with final rule language to amend WAC 314-55-015 to allow minors on cannabis non-retail licensed premises under certain conditions. And again, if approved, the rules go into effect on July 19th of this year. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Denise. Any questions for Denise? All right, seeing none, I'm looking for a motion to approve the CR 103 for minors on non-retail cannabis licensed premises.
This is Pete. I move the board to adopt the CR 103 for minors on non-retail cannabis licensed premises.
This is Ali, I second.
All right, so moved. All right, that concludes our agenda for today. So with that, I will adjourn the board meeting today. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a great
Thanks,
day.
Gary.
Bye.
Bye-bye.